Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to our background playthrough of Five Parsecs from Home by Modiphius Entertainment. We're all set for our second campaign turn. Just to recap very roughly with our first turn, we started off on Tansen Alpha, and I think I entered I entered Tansen Prime, so this is actually Tansen Alpha, something that I generated from a random table generator, which reminds me, let me grab my book of random tables just in case I need to roll something up. I've got a whole binder of random tables, the biggest part of which is a giant book of sci-fi random tables. Which, perfect. Okay, we'll flip that so we've got the sci-fi random tables are all set to go. Anyway, the last time we played Five Parsecs from Home, we had our very first campaign turn where we met the Mining Guild and the Tech Guild as our patrons. We actually had a patron job from the Mining Guild that we had to deal with in that turn. Unfortunately, it cost us Unfortunately, it kind of left us a little bit worse for wear, where Georgina and Sophia got knocked loopy, but they're still available for this turn. Girolamo, however, is out, but Roshana's dead, and Roshana was one of our... Was Roshana one of the characters that we had on... in the group that had met on Tansen Alpha? No, Roshana was actually a slicer, it looks like, who we met later. So she ended up dead, but we are going to lay her to rest here on Tansen Alpha. So, without further ado, we can jump into this second campaign turn. So we are on Tansen Alpha. And I think we are going to stay on... We're not fleeing an invasion, so I don't have to worry about that. But I think we are going to... Sorry, frog in my throat. We are going to stay on Tansen Alpha with having to deal with Roshana's funeral details and our credits getting drained by the life support system coming up as a campaign event, and we needed to get Girolamo some emergency surgery, so he's out of commission. We're staying here, which means we can skip everything with the Starship Travel and the New World Arrival events. So we deal with upkeep and ship repairs next, where we can pay toward the... We could potentially pay toward our ships, toward our debt on our ships, but I think... upkeep costs 1 credit. Okay, so we do have to pay a 1 credit upkeep. Which brings us down to 3 credits. And we could make a payment, but we're not going to. So our ship debt will... Let's see. Okay, so we're not going to pay toward the ship, so we still owe 16 credits. Okay. So I think that's everything there. We didn't have to worry about anything for hull damage. We have crew in sick bay, so we do have Girolamo who's out for a turn, so we can't pay for medical care. We only have 3 credits left as it is, so we're not paying for medical care there. Okay. So we only have 4 characters out that we can send on crew tasks. I definitely want to send one of our crew members recruiting. With Roshana's untimely passing, we are down to 5 crew members right now. So as far as crew tasks go, so we have Jada. So who do we have active this turn? We have Jada. Georgine is active. Just to refresh who's who, on our 4 crew members, We're using this acrylic standee to represent Jada, the alien with two daggers. Then we've got Georgine, who's being represented by this standee, a knight with an axe. We've got Sophia, who's our sniper. And we've got Gwen, and actually no, this one's Sophia Kramer, and this one is Guinevere. I know I typed this up. Guinevere Mounts. My handwriting is absolutely horrendous. So I think we're gonna have Jada the captain go recruiting herself. Georgine, we established Sophia. And Guinevere. So Jada's going to go recruit. So her task is all set. Actually, let me bring the crew members I've got down here. And then I'll tip them down once I decide what they're doing. So Jada's going out recruiting. What is Georgine going to do? Georgine is going to... I think Georgine's going to explore. Sophia, what is Sophia going to do? Sophia is going to... Actually, I think Sophia is going to join Georgine in exploring. Since Georgine knows the planet, since Georgine knows Tansen Alpha from being their home planet. And then Guinevere, what's Guinevere going to do? Guinevere doesn't strike me as being much the social type, so I think she's going to go train. So her task is done easily enough, which means train. Training just gives her 1 experience point. As for recruiting, since we only have 5 crew members, we get to automatically recruit a new crew member, which means we'll be rolling them up. Let me see if I've got a sci-fi name, if I've got a name table here. Oh, yes, I do. Perfect. I've got a few names tables in this book. So let me see how recruitment actually works. So it looks like we roll as part of the... They don't roll in any of the random background tables. That's kind of annoying. But they do roll using the random method in the character creation process. So I'll go into the book and find the random creation table. Okay, here we are. Let me find a bookmark so I can put this in. Okay, so we're rolling on the crew type table, which means we're rolling on these tables to see who we find. I'm sure I'll figure out some way to bring them into the crew. So we're starting off with a way to brace the book so I can leave the book open to the tables. Actually, let me bring my notebook over. So no new recruit. We're going to roll for a D percentile first. There we are, to determine what our baseline to what our crew type is. That's a 64, so we find a primary aliens. This is our first alien crew member. So probably in like a space club, I'm thinking, is where we're going to find this crew member. So if we roll primary alien or strange alien, go to the respective table. So since we rolled primary alien, now we're going to this table for the primary alien to see what type we actually get. Phone should brace that a lot better. That's still a D percentile roll. That's a 95, so we find a swift type. Okay. And we don't get, as it was established, we don't get any of the background details, right? Yes, we don't roll on any of the random background tables. But I do want to note the Swift information. So reactions is 1. See reactions. So we've got, okay, so reactions 1. Speed 5 inches, which on the hex maps, actually let me wave my hand here, just make sure signal's coming through. Which on the hex maps I use is going to represent 5 squares, because I'm assuming that those squares each equate to an inch of space. So speed is 5 inches, combat skill +0, toughness 3 for 3 hit points, and savvy +0 for, actually no, savvy is, yeah, +0. Okay. And then other things to note here. During a battle, can use movement action to glide down to a lower position. Glide to a lower position in battle. I'm just making some notes here so I can remember some of this stuff. Light leap gaps up to 4 inches when moving. Inches wide. Free action can jump from any height. When moving, and jump from any height without damage. And when firing a weapon with multiple shots at each target. So looks like it's a thing for other species to be able to fire weapons at multiple targets. But now we need to get a name for this Swift, and for that I want my alien names table, which is going to be on page 208 of this random tables book. This giant PDF that I've got has got random tables for just about everything I could think of needing. And it would help if I go to the right place. Okay, so we're going to roll on alien names number 1. I'll show you guys what table I'm rolling on here. So this is the table I'm rolling on, and I'm going to put this binder back down now, because that thing is ridiculously heavy. It's got 4 books of random tables in it. It's got a giant book of sci-fi tables. Then it's also got a 1920s book, 1920s Eldritch tables, and 1980s. I've got a book of 1980s tables in there with the idea of eventually using that for Delta Green. But let's roll up our new recruit's name. So our new Swift has number 26 for a name. Phaum, P-H-A-U-M. Okay, I can work with that. That's actually pretty easy. That's actually pretty easy to pronounce. So Phaum, that will work. And I'm in the middle of resolving crew tasks right now. So as far as exploration goes, now we go back to each crew member exploring rolls once on the exploration table. Okay, so we're rolling on this exploration table, which is another D percentile roll. So Phaum, I'm going to make a note in the crew log. Comes in with a handgun. With a range of 12 inches. 1 shot. Damage bonus is 0. Trait, it's a pistol. Swift. Okay. So now we're rolling on the exploration table. First up, we'll roll for Georgine's exploration. All right, that's a 67. Information broker. We can buy up to 3 rumors for 2 credits each. Unfortunately, we're going to have to let that pass. Although we are hurting for credits at this point. So, buy up to 3 rumors. I think we're going to let that pass just because I'm hurting for credits a little bit too much for me to be warm to that idea. So now we've got Sophia's exploration. Alright, that's a 13. Had a nice chat. Roll 1d6 plus savvy. On a 5+, gain 1 story point. And this is savvy plus d6. Humans, I believe, all have a savvy of 0, right? Yes. So we have to roll a natural 5 on a d6 to pick up a story point. Which, shocker of shockers, we do not. So, it ended up just being a nice chat. It didn't really amount to anything. So that's crew tasks done. We picked up Faum, and I'm going to use... Actually, I need to find a mini for Faum. Let me see what I've got in my... Preferably some of my spacefaring minis. That's probably my... Looks like my RPG starter set. This looks like something I could probably work with. Let me see what else I've got here. I've got a few different set of these acrylic minis. I'm just trying to decide what I want to pull from. Let's see if there's one with a pistol on here. Or maybe one with wings here. Looking like an octopus. This one will actually work. So we're going to use... This mini is Faum. So this one is... Looks like a biped octopus. Grab a face here. Actually, that could be a good question. Is Faum male or female? Does it even really matter in the grand scheme of things? I'm just going to call Faum male in this case. Okay, so that's crew tasks resolved. Now we have to resolve job offers. So we've still got that job from the Tech Guild that we could do anytime. How about the Mining Guild patron? Let's see what we can roll up for that. So, as well as who the patron is. Alright, so refreshing my memory, the Mining Guild was a private organization. So so first we need to roll for danger pay. And that's a straight D10. That's a 7, so they're willing to pay plus 2 credits on danger pay. Time frame. Which is another D10 roll. We don't have any kind of modifier on this. Add plus 1, so no plus 1 here. That's a 10, so this is something we can do anytime, which means we might take on an opportunity job. So we've got benefits, hazards, and conditions. So we've got the... Okay. So first we need to see if there's anything applicable, and I've got I can pull 3d10s for this. So I'll make a note in my notebook of what each die represents. So okay. So red is going to represent additional benefits, purple is going to represent any potential hazards, and brown is going to represent conditions. We need 8 pluses on all 3 of these for any of them to apply. Alright, so a brown means conditions apply, which is going to send me to the conditions table. So now I'm on the conditions subtable. That's a 5, so full squad, which means we have to have 6 available crew. Which means we need, what's his name? We need Girolamo. Was it Girolamo? Yes, we need Girolamo out of surgery before we can take that job on. So we won't be able to do that one this turn. We don't have any room. We already assigned our equipment, because I just left the equipment as it was assigned initially. We don't have any rumors that were coming in. So now we have to choose our battle. So now our battle. First we have to see if our rivals track us down. We're on Tansin Alpha, and we made rivals of the pirates in our last mission. Like a rogue band of pirates. Okay. So let's see if the pirates track us down. To tally up the number of rivals we have just the 1. So we roll a d6. If the number is equal to or lower than the number of rivals, one of them's tracked us down. That's a 5, so our pirate friends on Tansin Alpha have not tracked us down. Do we check for an opportunity mission? I don't think we ever rolled for an opportunity mission. Oh, it looks like we roll for that later. So, yeah. So Tansin and Alpha Pirates, we evaded them easily. Which means we are going to be doing an opportunity mission. So I presume in the battle section is where we set that up. Alright, so looking here. Okay, so yeah, we are taking on an opportunity mission, so we've got to check. So we've got to determine our deployment conditions. So first we're rolling on the deployment conditions table here. That's where we're rolling. So first for deployment. So I need a percentile for that, I believe. Yes. Or a D100. Let's see, that's a 6, so we've got no condition there. Okay, we're not fighting we're going to see if there's a notable site present. So we're rolling on the notable sites table next. That's a 65. Really shiny bits, so we gain 2 credits. So notable sites. Which that's very welcome. Next we have the objective. Alright, so since we're on an opportunity, we just need a D10 for that. That's a 4, so we're delivering something. Okay, next we have to determine deliver. A crew member of your choosing is carrying a package. Maybe, actually that could be pretty easy. That could be Faum wanting to bring, maybe that could be Faum, say, bringing a, bringing what? Found bringing a package of some kind. Maybe he found as a package that he's trying to get rid of. So he's got something. I'm not sure exactly what yet. I'll think of that a little bit later. Okay, as long as so we're trying to deliver something to the center of the table. Okay, now we need to know what we're fighting. So now we don't have the rival, so roll a D100 on the enemy encounter table. So we're rolling here to see what we find. And that's another percentile roll. That's a 43, so we're fighting against hired muscle this time around. Alright, so now we're going to the hired muscle tape. Actually, we also roll. Okay, so I opted to play. So we're playing the campaign with a crew size of 6. So we need to find how many. We need to find what we fight first. So we're rolling hired muscle, which means we've got hired muscle here. So that's what we're rolling on here. Roll up is a 27, so we're taking on guild troops. Oh joy! All right. Guild troops, and now we have to roll for... Okay, I believe now we roll for the number of enemies, right? So guild troops are cautious. Okay, number of opponents. Now we need to find that out. So we'll roll 2d6 and take the higher. Actually, for a campaign crew, is that based on what we started the campaign with, or what we have deployed? It doesn't say, so I'm going to call it deployed. So we're going to roll 1d6 for the number that we're facing. We're facing 6 crew members, except we're playing on easy, so we're facing 5 guild troops. And now we have to see if we've got so we do have 1 specialist. So it's 5 guild troops with one of them being a specialist. Okay. So they carry a blade in addition to their normal... Unless fighting an invasion battle, which we're not. So unique individual. If we're rolling a 2d6 on a 9+, we've got a unique individual with them. That's a 6, no unique individual. So it looks like a group. Looks like a group of guild troops maybe has gone rogue. Okay, so now we know what we're up against. Alright, so we've got guild troops. I'm going to set up the minis for them. So, I think the story for this battle... So now we're starting to set up the battlefield. Actually, we need to figure out what they're armed with first. That'll take us to column... Actually, that'll take us to column 2 on this weapon for the normal ones, and then specialist C for the specialist. So normal. That will be a D6. Actually, it'll be a D6 roll for both of these. So we'll take red for the normal ones, purple for the specialist. Alright, so the normal ones are armed with hand lasers. That could be a problem. Armed with hand lasers. And the specialist, actually, yeah, the specialist has a marksman's rifle. Okay, so we don't have any unique individuals that we have to worry about. And now we have to set up the battlefield. So now I want to start figuring out the store. Actually, I got to get the minis out for our enemies, but I also want to start thinking about what our story is going to be, so it determines what kind of map I want to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That actually kind of worked out pretty well as far as grabbing the number of minis I need. We're still trying to figure out the story. So if our new Swift crew member, Faum, has the package, trying to fit, well, the first question is, what is he even bringing out? What's he even bringing? Maybe it's like maybe it's a last loose end that he wants to tie up. So maybe he's looking to put a family member to rest or something before he officially joins the crew. So I almost think I want some kind of natural terrain with that. Maybe it's let me see a little bit about the lore of the Swift. Maybe that'll give me some ideas of what kind of habitat or what kind of map I might want. Let's see, lizard. Well, lizard people to me screams desert of some kind. So I'm almost thinking I want desert terrain of some kind. Because usually you can see lizards in a lot of different places. You can see jungle lizards, you can see desert. So I'm just putting the rest of these, and I think I need one more. No, I don't need one more base. So I'm actually going to go, given that that Tanzan Alpha is a mining world, I think we're probably more likely to have desert here than we are jungle. So that's what I'm going to go with. I've got a few different I've got a few different books of maps here. Let's see if I've got anything that screams desert to me. Nothing in the Cyberpunk book. Nothing here. And okay, looks like I do have something that screams desert. just gotta find it off camera. I just gotta find it in this book. Oh, they are numbered. Yeah, I can probably... I was gonna say there's nothing better, but I can probably work with this. So let's get our crew out of the way for the time being. We'll bring the guild warriors. We'll bring the guild troopers in. I'll put them out of the way. Let me make sure I didn't lose signal from jarring the camera. I did not. We'll get them out of the way here. And then that, yeah, excuse me, that'll actually work perfectly. And we even got some terrain features here where it looks like these rocks are probably going to break line of sight. So it looks like we're trying to get found with the package into about the middle of the board. So probably one of these 4 squares we want to get him to. Okay, so we're setting up, so we have to set up the enemies first, I believe. Yes. Okay. So they are cautious, which means they're going to set up in 2 groups 6 squares apart. So we're going to set these guys up. One group there, here, and here. Then we're going to have another group here, here, and here. And how are we going to set up? Presumably we can set up wherever we want at the other end of the map. Yep, okay, ensuring no figures from opposing forces are within 18 inches of each other. So we'll set Sophia up. Actually, let's make sure who's who here. That is actually Guinevere that we're setting up. We'll set her up there. I want to get her to a good sniper position as fast as we can. Unfortunately, there's really no advantage here as far as height goes. We'll put Faum over here. Let's see, this one's Sophia. We'll put her here. Then we've got Jada, who's the captain. We'll set her up there. And then this one was Georgine. We'll put her over here right down the middle. So now that we are all set up for battle, now we can get into this battle. So we'll have encounter results. And I'm actually going to grab a series of D6s here. Guild troops all have 4 HP. Actually, wait a minute. AI for them is T. I didn't see that. So they're actually tactical. So they actually set up a bit differently. They divide among 3 teams. Teams should be placed 8 inches apart. I thought they were cautious. Let me look at that again. AI. I bet I got C from the weapons, but no, they are actually tough. So which one do I want the specialist to be? I think the specialist will be... I think we'll designate this one as the specialist. Unfortunately, I don't have an easy way to mark that, and I don't want to mark these permanently. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use... I don't like using dice because that's just going to... Actually, I know what I can use. I'll use one of my blocks from 5D20 football to mark the specialist there. Okay, so that might be a little bit hard to see, but this one is our specialist. And I'm going to need the same colored dice for all of these. I'll take a quick check of my phone. sip from my Crystal Light. Let me see if I've got, okay, yeah, I've got a brown block in here. Actually, no, I don't want brown because they're too far. Brown and black are too close. What I want to do here, though, is I want to be able to mark Faum as our package carrier, because if I remember the instructions correctly from the battle that we were setting up, the battle should be over as soon as Faum gets into the center of the map. Deliver. Must be delivered to the exact center of the board. Placing the package safely requires a combat action, so I'm going to mark two things for Faum. I'm going to mark Faum as our package carrier, and where he's trying to get to, we'll use another color of blocks for this. We'll grab green for our destination. Alright, so we're trying to get Faum into one of these 4 blocks in the middle of the board. So he's got the remains of a family member that he wants to lay to rest. And we're also trying to we've already done our funeral details with Roshana and laying her to rest as well. So now we're trying to get Faum, his family member, laid to rest. So I think we are all set to get into this battle finally. I'll grab out our 5d6s for our crew member, because we have to roll for... Before the first round, the player may attempt to seize the initiative. Roll 2d6. So yeah, we're going to... Okay, so we're going to try to seize the initiative here. The question is, what do I do with my pen? Here's my pen. So if we seize the initiative, we do get additional benefits from it. So we will try to seize the initiative, but we need a 10 plus, I believe it is, yep, to seize the initiative. We add +1 since we're outnumbered, but the hired muscles modify that by -1, so that cancels out. That's a 4, so we don't seize the initiative. That's unfortunate. Which means we just go right into our first round of combat. So now we're rolling on... So we need to establish the orders that they act, so we roll the reaction roll. Roll d6 equal to the number of characters. Everybody has a reaction score of a 1, I believe. So anybody that doesn't get a 1 will act in the slow action phase. Swift is a reaction of 1. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Dice Tower. Ooh, we have 2 1s, so we do get to have 2 characters act early. I think we'll have Faum act early, and we'll have one of our snipers act early as well. So I'll have one of our snipers act early so they can try to get set up. We'll have Sophia get into a good sniper's position. As for our 2s and our 5, that is a 2. There we go. So we've got 2 2s and a 5. I don't think this really matters, other than that the players acting within that phase can act in any order. Okay. So we'll assign a 2 to Guinevere, a 2 to Jada, and a 5 to Georgine. So Faum and Sophia will act in the quick actions phase. Everybody else will act in slow. So, I think with that in mind, let's actually have Sophia act first in this round. Her military rifle's got a range of 24 inches. So this is a very open field, which I'm not a big fan of, but there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm just going to have him... Fortunately, we've got a longer range than they do with their hand lasers, don't they? Yes, we've got a much longer range with that. So I will have... So if I move Sophia down 1, 2, 3, 4, there's no way we're not able to take a shot at this guy. And I've got some other dice here that I can track health with, which I think we'll go ahead and do. So we'll have her move 1, 2, 3, 4. And then her military rifle has a range of 24 inches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, we definitely can take a shot, but we need a 5+ to hit. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Actually, make a movement action and then perform a combat action. Can forego either one, but can't perform them in reverse order. So we need a 5+ to hit, which that's a 1, so Sophia misses, which is unfortunate, but no help for it. So Sophia's done. I don't necessarily like putting her in the open, but I don't think there's any help for that. As for Faum, he's going to move... We're trying to get him to the center of the map, so I want to make sure that at least one of our guard characters can move... I want to make sure at least one of our guard characters can move with him, so either Georgine or Jada. So let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's not in range... Actually, would he be in range with a handgun? Most likely not. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, no, he's not in range to do anything with that. So he'll tip over and be done. And then going into the enemy action phase, probably just like it sounds. Right, so all of the guild troops move a space of 4 inches. But I don't think any of them can get in range to fire at anybody. The regulars have the range, I think we established, of 12 inches with their hand lasers. Let's see, could this one... No, so this one's just going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll be done. Most of them are just going to be moving at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's got and then the specialist has a blade, but again, no way to move. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. He's done. He's done. He's done. So nobody else can fire this round. But I think Sophia probably can take a... I think, actually, it's Georgine who might be able to take a shot here. Potentially. Let's go... Let's actually have her go... 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think she could probably take a shot at the... No. She couldn't take a shot at the specialist because this rock right here would break line of sight. Actually, there's a few rocks here that would break line of sight, so Georgine actually can't take a shot at this point, which is unfortunate, but she will be done. Then Jada will move 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to keep them together with Faum. And then Georgine will move 1, 2, 3, 4. She'll end up in between these two, in between Faum and... actually, that's Guinevere. So Georgine will end up between Faum and Guinevere. And then we go through the end phase. Nothing happens in the end phase right now. Because we've either not completed the objective nor killed anybody yet. So now we stand everybody back up. And now we go to a new round of combat. So now we need to roll reactions again. Once again, we have 2 1s. So who do I want? Actually, let's make sure I stand... Let's stand Sophia back up. Faum is going to get closer, but I think I want him to move with one of my Guardian characters this time. So I'll have Faum take one of the 1s, and I'll give the other one to Georgine so they can move together. And then we'll assign the other 3 to our other characters. So we'll give a 3 to Sophia, 1 to Guinevere, and 1 to Jada. Alright, so Faum actually does have a handgun. If he moves, could he shoot? I think the answer is yes, but he's trying to get into the middle of the map. Let me grab my point laser pointer. He's trying to get over here into the middle of the map so he can lay his family member to rest. I've also got my line laser pointer right here, which I'll probably need later. And sorry for the glare there, Cthulhu. So he's going to move 1, 2... Actually, he wants to get behind cover right now. He can get to the... He will be able to get to this 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he'll be able to get to the center of the map next turn. So I'm not too picky about that. Yep. He's all done. Georgine will move with him. 1, 2, 3, and 4. She will be done. And the rest of our crew... Let's see, for the rest of them... Now are they in a position where they can move and shoot, potentially? So if he moves 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... He'd be shooting through line of sight, so he wouldn't be able to... So he wouldn't be able to hit... Actually, is there anywhere where you can hit somebody? That's going to run through a rock, as will that. That's too long a range. And... yeah, no. He's going to have the same problem with the same rock. But I think these guys will be able to shoot at Sophia. Actually, he'll be able to shoot. He might be able to as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, he can definitely take a shot, but he needs a 5+ to hit. Which that's a 2, so nothing doing for him. He's done. This guild troop will move 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he... Whoop. Laser pointer is going the other way. He could take a shot. Actually, I think... 1... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just barely, but he could take a shot as well. Right. Which that's a 1, so he'll miss as well. So he's done. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. He wouldn't be able to shoot, but he would be able to cover the resting place for Faum's family member. 4, so that'll put him there. Actually, he could shoot at Guinevere, I think. Yep, he could shoot at Guinevere. Still needs a 5+ to hit, though. Which that's a 2, so that'll miss. So he's done. And then he will move... Actually, the specialist can move 1, 2, 3, 4, and definitely take a shot at Faum. I don't need to imagine measuring that out. But it's still a... Actually, it's within 6 inches, isn't it? I have 6, exactly within 6, so he needs a 3+ to hit. Which that's a 1, so we get very lucky there. So I guess they have a vendetta against Faum for some reason. Let's see, this one can move... did we establish he could move 1, 2, 3, 4? I think that would get him around line of sight for Jada. Yes, it would get him around line of sight for Jada. Does it put him in range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it does put him in range. But he needs a 5+ to hit. Which that's a 3, so nothing happening there. And this last guild trooper is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and he could probably take a shot at Faum as well. So, let's see. Actually, I think that wouldn't cause line of sight problems, but it will be a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he will need a 5+ to hit Faum. Which that's a 3, so he also misses. And now we get to act in our slow phase. So let's see what I can do with this slow phase. Sophia is going to move... I think Sophia's main job is going to be to draw these two off, but I kind of want to give her a little bit of help. So let's move Sophia 2, 3, 4. We can very easily take a shot there. We should be able to get Faum up next turn. So yeah. Okay. So yeah. Sophia will take a shot at this guild trooper, needs a 3+ to hit. That's a 3, so that will be a hit. Unfortunately, the military rifle has a damage modifier of 0, so we're rolling a d6 for damage. Which is only 1 point of damage. So let me grab some small dice, because I know I've got those. Perfect. So he's taken 1 point of damage, and Sophia's done. Let's see, for Guinevere, she will move 1, 2, 3, 4, and she'll take a shot at this. She'll take a shot at this guild trooper. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just barely 6. So that'll be a 3+ for Guinevere to hit. Which that's a 5, so we get a hit there. And a natural 6 just wipes him off the map. So very nicely done there, Guinevere. And then Jada will move 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to help keep Faum safe. And we are checking for... Okay, so now we check for running away. Panic range is 1 to 2. So we roll 1d6 to check for panic. The enemy will test morale if they lost any... So, right. So 1 panics on a 1 to 2. Oop. That's a 2, so we start with the enemy closest to the edge of the map. So this trooper panics and runs away. So he's gone from battle. Which actually seems kind of thematic because he also took damage during that last round. Which means now we stand everybody else back up. And now we roll initiative. And now we roll not initiative, it's actually reactions is what we're rolling. All 2s this time. And a 1. So we'll give the 1 to Faum. Actually, can he get down? Yep, he can get... Okay, so he can get to the center of the map and be able to lay his family member to rest. Which actually works very well. So, with Faum having the 1, we'll move him first. We got to move him around the rock. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he'll take a combat action here to deliver his family member. So, his family member has been laid to rest. So we have achieved the objective, and we check for that at the end of the battle. Alright, so I'm just making some notes here. Okay, so that's all handled there. And we check for... Okay, so Faum is the only one who's acted this round, which means now everybody else gets to act, which means now the enemies all get to act. So we'll start with the specialist, easily enough, who's got a handgun on Faum. That's a 3+. Which that's a 5, so that'll hit Faum for 2 damage. Which is not good because Faum's toughness is 4. It might make thematic sense in the story that I'm telling for all of them to go after Faum in this case. So the specialist has acted. This one is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Also going after Faum. That's a 3. He hits as well for 4 damage. So Faum's been knocked out. He might be laid to rest alongside his family member at the rate things are going here. So these 2 have acted. This one is going to take a shot at Jada. That's a 2, so he misses. And then this one is going to get closer, take a shot at Sophia, which a 2 is not going to hit. Alright, so now we get to move. So now we get to act. Sophia will actually take a shot at this trooper, since he made it so nice and easy for us. A 1 is going to be a miss, unfortunately. Sophia, actually, Guinevere's up here. She'll take a shot at the specialist. Actually, can we move it maybe a little? Do we need to move any closer? 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we don't need to move closer, so we'll take a 3. 3+. That's a natural 6, and I don't think we get anything when we hit with a natural 6, do we? I gotta look in the battle action. We do not. So natural... Okay, doesn't look like a natural hit does a thing. Alright, so let's roll for damage on the specialist. The specialist doesn't defend anything, does it? No. Okay, so we're rolling for damage. 4 damagers is actually enough to take the specialist out, so we'll roll the... So now we're rolling for 2d6. Sophia's been a good shot here. So we roll 2d6. Looks like that's after the battle. Yeah, so it looks like that's after the battle. And we are adding 1. So we'll deal with that post-battle. So Sophia's done. Georgine is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And try to melee that guy. So she's in Brawl, and she's trying to roll a 3+. Which that's a 2, so nothing happening there. As for Jada, she's going to move... She's here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And do a brawling roll on with her broad saber, or with her boarding saber on that. On this guild trooper. Which a 1 is not a hit. Okay, so everybody's gone. Falma's ended up a casualty, though. But we need to see if enemies panic. So we did roll for one. We did take out 1 enemy. So we test morale for a 1d6. On a 1 to 2, we'll have another trooper run away. That's a 4. Nobody hangs around. So we're rolling for... So we've achieved the win condition, which means they may give up. So if either die... Okay, they may give up. So Rampaging Beasts will fight for other AI types. Roll as indicated. Roll 2d6 for cautious, tactical, or defense opponents. So we're rolling 2d6, and if either 1 is a natural 1, the enemy withdraws and the battle ends. Okay, one of the dice is a 1, which means the battle ends and we win. So guild troopers withdraw. We hold the field. And we won the battle because Faum did lay his family member to rest. So now we're in post-battle. We fought an opponent that wasn't a rival, so we need to see if we have another rival. So this is Tansen Alpha. So this would be Tansen Alpha Guild Troopers. Thankfully, on a natural 6, we don't have a rival, another rival. But we also need to roll because of the Guild Trooper. We did kill the Specialist, so we roll a 2d6 and add 1. So 2d6 plus 1 because we killed the Specialist. To see if we get a quest rumor. That's a natural 9, so we do pick up a quest rumor. So maybe they left behind they left behind a holopad or something with a list of their contacts. That's a thought. Okay, so we didn't have patron status that we were rolling here. We were doing a quest. So we get a D6 credits in pay, loot, bounty, or salvage. So we pick up another 2 credits in getting paid. Alright, battlefield's fine, so we do have a chance to search the battlefield for something, which means we need a percentile roll. That's a 71, which is good for debris. So we find debris, which is going to turn into more credits. That'll be a D3 in credits. 3, which turns into 1 credit. Alright, check for invasion, except we didn't battle as part of an invasion. We didn't battle it as an invasion threat. We gather loot. Roll on the loot table to see what we earned in page 131. Okay, let's see what we picked up here. This is going to be another D percentile roll, it looks like. That's a 78, so we get odds and ends. So we're rolling on the... So now we're going to the odds and ends subtable. A 98 is ship items. Ooh, this could be useful. So now we're on the ship items table. That's a 38, which is good for loaded dice. Okay, very cool. Gather the loot. Now we need to determine injuries and recoveries. Unfortunately, our new crew member Faum did end up being a casualty in this battle. Let's see what happens to him. Alright, so let's roll on the injury table below. Okay, so we're rolling on a D percentile on this table. Well, D100, I should say. That's a 40. Yikes, so a crippling wound. Either need D6 credits of surgery or suffer -1 permanent reduction, the highest of speed or toughness. Ooh. And he's going to be out of commission for some number of turns in sickbay. Let's have him suffer a -1 to his speed. And he's out for D6 campaign turns. Yikes! So Faum joins the crew and immediately gets busted up. He's out for 6 campaign turns. Jeez. Poor guy, and that's going to be spelled P-H-A-U-M, by the way. I know it's a really weird name, but that's what came up on the whatchamacallit table. So each character that participated in a battle now earns experience. So now everybody gets... So I think that was... So Sophia became the first to... So Faum was a casualty. Faum was +1. And survived, so he gets +4 experience. Sophia gets... So Jada gets 3 experience. Actually, we're all... So actually 5, because we are on easy. Jada gets 4. Yeah, Sophia actually was the first one to make a kill. So 3, 4, 5 experience for Sophia. Georgine picked up 4 as well. And Guinevere picked up +5 for killing the unique individual. And then we could opt to invest in advanced training, which none of our characters, I don't think, have enough experience for that. No. So we don't have any training, we're not going to purchase any items, but we have to roll for a campaign event. Which is another D100 roll. On a 69, during routine maintenance, the gravitational adjuster got knocked out of alignment. Ouch. Aren't 69s supposed to be good? Maybe the pirates were tampering with our ship. Let's see how good they were at it. The ship suffers a D6 in hull damage. 4 points of damage. Unfortunately, the pirates appear to be pretty good at that. Okay. Then we roll for a character event. Alright, fortunately we got a D6 for that. So 1 for Jada, 2 for Georgine, 3 for Sophia, 4 for Girolamo, 5 for Guinevere, 6 for Faum. And then we'll roll D100 on that as well. Actually, we can... I don't know why I'm using a blue D6 for this. Okay, so that's going to be a Guinevere on an 18. You argue with the rest of the crew. During the next campaign turn, the crew member refuses to do any tasks, but will participate in battle normally. So Georgine is being difficult. And then we check for Galactic War progress. We're not tracking any events that were previously invaded, so that is the end of the campaign turn. So now I'll put the stream into Be Right Back while I type up the narrative for this one. But I will be around to interact with anybody who might have anything to say in chat. Ooh, I felt my knee crack. There we go, stream into Be Right Back. And here we go. Okay. Sorry about that, lost camera signal once again. So, now that I've got the narrative all written up, let's go through that real quick. Apologies for losing signal there again. So here's our journal entry for tonight's session. With Roshana's death still weighing heavily on our minds, we stayed on Tansin Alpha for her funeral. Everything was still quiet on the planet. We couldn't pay on the ship, so the debt increased to 16 credits. I went into the city so this is still from Jada's perspective, I should clarify that. I went into the city to try to find a new crew member to replace Roshana. Georgine and Sophia went exploring on the planet, and Guinevere went training. As I was in one of the cantinas, I saw a Swift who seemed a bit down. He introduced himself as Faum and revealed that he had a family member that he wanted to lay to rest in the desert on Tansin Alpha. If we would help him with that, he would join our crew. I agreed, and we headed out to the desert. Everyone else met us out there where I relayed the details of Faum. Georgine had overheard some rumors in the city but didn't pursue them, and Sophia managed to have a nice chat with a local even though nothing came of it. We heard from the mining guild about another job that could be done any time, but we needed a crew. We couldn't pursue it since we needed to be at full strength, and with Girolamo out of commission, we couldn't take it on. Since we couldn't do that job, and there wasn't anything else to do, we decided to help Faum out with laying his family member to rest. Unfortunately, there were 5 guild troopers after us. They were armed with hand lasers, and one of them had a marksman's rifle. They were after Faum pretty aggressively for some reason, but they didn't seem to have a command structure of any kind. They managed to take Faum out of battle, but not before Faum was able to lay his family member to rest. We managed to kill 2 of them before they retreated. Surveying the battlefield, we managed to find some debris that we could sell, along with the specialist leaving behind a holopad with a contact list of some kind. We figured we could do something with that later, but our concern right now is for Faum. Fortunately, these troopers seemed to have enough of us as they ran away. We got some loaded dice that one of the troopers dropped. We got Faum into sickbay as fast as we could, but the wound he took in battle, while not fatal, was crippling. He'll need a lot of time to heal up, like 6 days. Georgine was not happy about Faum joining the crew and went off to sulk in her quarters. I doubt I'll send her out on our next mission for reconnaissance. And that will do it for this playthrough of 5 Parsecs from Home. Again, I apologize about again losing camera signal in the middle of probably typing that up. Hopefully everything else came through fine, but I am really enjoying 5 Parsecs from Home as I'm putting more of the narrative together. And I could see doing a lot more with this, like maybe trying to do a month-long playthrough of this on the channel, but we'll see how things unfold there. Anyway, that will wrap this video. Still a lot of stuff coming up. I'm sure I'll have a game stream of something tomorrow, but I haven't decided what yet. Anyway, what is scheduled on the channel for tomorrow is that Mystical Munchies will continue out of the unofficial Disney Parks cookbook with the side pizza spring rolls. Sunday morning, we're going to finish up my Tack Up Wargaming list for the year as we play the 10th and final game on the list, America Bomber, Evil Queen of the Skies from Compass Games. Wednesday, we'll start into the boxing ring for a couple weeks as we play Title Bout 2 by Straight Jab Media. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.